Welcome back to the Baby Daddy Podcast, Season 2. What it do? It's Sean Poe, and I got Tyson with me. Daphne's back in the news, man. For those who don't know who Daphne is, that's 50 Cent's second baby mother. Uh, have you heard the latest with her?
Yeah. I've been it's been a lot going around on the internet lately. So, um,
You
man,
had mentioned that when we last talked about this subject, that she was probably the instigator and the initiator of an entire ploy
oh
against 50 Cent. With the new revelation that she's now seeing, dating DJ Akademiks of all people,
wow,
it kind of brings light to what you had said, or at least it feels that way.
exactly. I mean, again, back to just the pity pat off or when we was talking about it. She's a narrator. She's the
Mm,
controller of the whole scenario. You know what I mean? And it shows with this guy, Academic. I don't follow him that much, watch too much of him, but for her to go that route again, now it's playing the open. So now we know when she got up in the sleeve. So
right.
no
So
telling how this one's gonna turn out.
when you say that route again, what type of route are you talking about?
Just finding something to try to make either poke at 50 or keep herself relevant, trying to make a name for her image or keep herself in the spotlight. Attention is everything.
So
You
you
know what I mean?
saying she's still fighting it? The war is still warring.
Yeah, exactly. Heck yeah.
She on to the next piece on the chessboard.
Exactly. You know what I
They say the
mean?
queens are most powerful, but as spectators of this baby mama drama, what can we take from it and use in the future, or any man in the future, when it comes to understanding that 90% of the time, if you're not smart, the woman will be the narrator of your disruption.
Exactly. So I mean, that goes back to saying you gotta just watch, the company you keep. But in that situation, you gotta watch who you have kids with.
Mm,
From the background of her side and her duos from your side, you have to really just pay attention to that. Now that we see the outcome when it don't go that route. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of foreign countries, they set the marriages up. The son got to be from this, the daughter got to be from that, and they control it like that to keep the bloodline strong, so they won't have these outcomes
right.
of separation and this and that and
Mm,
everything going on. Then with the child, then like I said, never asked to be here, be in a situation, but due to the parents. So you just got to be careful who you with and be careful who you decide to have kids with in both parties.
okay, so we in this situation, there is a child involved, but also what's current in the news is your boy Big Tigger from Rap City fame, the Basement. Uh, I don't think he has any kids with his current wife, but he ended up with a child endangerment charge, and things got a little physical according to some footage that's out now. Um, Even without the kid, how much is the woman the narrator of the relationship?
Yeah. With some women, if they don't get their way, that's how they're going to play.
Mm,
I mean, some women, again, that goes back to saying what we just said. Gotta watch who you deal with. You gotta watch who what I'm saying, decide to, have a relationship with. Cause,
well, where did these men go wrong? I'm sure that they spent time and gave these women a fair shot. One through having a child with her, and the other having a marriage with the young lady, Big Ticket being married. For those behind us, or what what are the tools you need to find a woman worthy of marriage first, and then I guess children would follow that naturally.
Exactly. So, I mean, the key thing is her background, how about her parents, what kind of home she come from, what kind of area she grew up in. That's important too.
Mm.
And basically, that's just basically, that's basically it. Once you know that, then they kind of make the relationship flow a different way.
So there's two ways that you can look at this. You can be marriage minded oriented and you're seeking a woman, or you could be player form in your way of seeking a woman. Now, is there a way to keep it player form and avoid the pitfalls that can ensue from dating in general?
Nah, so, if you're gonna marry, just have the wifey at home and the girl on the side, and the side chicks while you're married. It's never your marriage it's gonna crash at some point. But nowadays it's like some people just living like that. I mean,
No, what if you don't have a wife, you just and you're not looking for one, but you're still dating women. How can you avoid pitfalls living that type of lifestyle?
don't let them know you live at. Don't bring them to your main house. You know what I mean? Don't let them know too much of your business. Treat them fair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got to do that.
Is that enough? I'm sure that.
Oh no, that's not enough. But that's one of the key points. If you're gonna play that kind of life,
Okay.
You can't let them know where you live at.
Okay. Okay.
You got to treat them fair.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because that way, the fairness keep everything level. Especially if she understands that the way your lifestyle is and how you live your lifestyle, and she willing to play that position, you got to treat her fair and take care.
So you have to be honest. You have to let her know this is how you swag out from the beginning.
Exactly. Of course.
Okay.
It's only the fair thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
So. And then will you avoid all pitfalls, or you just cut out a major lump of them?
So.
Because you can hide, but you can't run.
Yeah.
You can run.
I mean, it all depends what how your financial situation is.
Okay. If you got money, that will change.
If you got money, you ain't gotta have a lot of money. You can just be a regular mojo work dude, got your situation financial straight. So you still gotta know how to play fair with each one. You know what I mean? So, and if you got a lot of money, then it's even better. She ain't even trap.
What if you are a man who's dating, but you are marriage oriented? How much of a pitfall would you have to be aware of then, if any?
You would go through a pitfall because, like, if you're the merge type,
okay,
and you're just dating, you got to watch how you allow your emotions, your feelings connect with that individual. Okay. You got to guard that because if you're the merge type and she's not, so you don't want to get your emotions, your feelings connected with that because that'd be a pitfall that could cause a lot of problems. That can cause some problems in the man's life because now he's confused. Like now, and then what happened is if he keep practicing that, he could wind up just marrying anybody because he got the merge material mindset, but he not getting what he looking for. So he tend to just settle for anything at that point after so long and so many dating and so many this and that. I believe in, like, if you want a wife, if you're the wifey type, and that's what you do, and you come from that, you got to come from it first. Right? You got to be raised up in a home where his mother, father, no outsiders, nothing that to be headed in your mindset. Period. That's where it comes from. So if you the merge, if you the merge type, I believe that you should just stay celibacy. You know what I'm saying? Practice celibacy and just practice it out of state, out of mind.
Yeah.
Still be on your journey, but just that way you ain't connecting your emotions and your feelings with all these different type of women.
Yeah.
Trying to find your source. You know what I mean?
I think
so. What you're doing, you allowing space, you're allowing time, you're allowing alignment, you're allowing you know what I'm saying, your spirit to be on that be on that frequency. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing interrupting it.
That's right. Is there any way to be player form and be celibate, or is that the same as being marriage oriented?
Well,
Well, yeah, because that would be the only way to become a celibate. Well, not the only way, but the right way. If you go on a journey like that, then the end result would be to find a wife and then consecrate the marriage through sex.
right. Of course. Yeah. That's how that should go.
What do you think happened with Big Tigger? You think he was celibate and then
I don't know,
got
man.
married,
A
and
lot of
then I'm sure that I'm sure they. I don't know for a certain, but the common way of thinking is, you consummate your relationship before you get married,
course, of
and
course.
not that either way is underailable,
Right.
but that's the genuine way. But how many of us have tried the other way? And what are the stories of that route? Two men meets woman, celibate, marriage, then move forward. How likely is that?
I mean, it happens. It still
Are those
happens.
the sex stories?
No, I've heard and I've been around and I've been met people who met like that and
Okay.
raised kids, had a
Yeah.
successful life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Exactly.
So yeah,
I think. I, what I would like to say is, in the search to find a woman. This is the Baby Daddy podcast. We speaking to the brothers. In the search to find a woman, uh, one must be celibate if you're looking for a real wife, because, like you mentioned, it just cuts down on a lot of feelings, especially the woman, because naturally
naturally,
they're made that way.
that's right.
And then you can even let them know where you live,
Mm-hmm.
because what's your problem? No one owes no one anything. You know, I don't know. I just think that would be because everybody is people are people. If you want to take a shot at it, you should take the best shot
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
world.
And that's also to go inside like, well, and what age? Like, some people get married younger, like my parents did. So, they died still married. So some people get married young, and then some of us get married older.
Mm.
And the ones that get married older, it's kind of good because we've seen everything younger. So we cut out a lot of do's and don'ts. What I ain't gonna do, and I ain't gonna do, and we cut out a lot, and we learned a lot,
Right.
and got a lot of wisdom out of that when you get married when you're of the older age. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially marrying somebody your age. So it's like it blooms. I done seen it bloom. I done seen it. It works for some people. So I believe in that too.
Absolutely. What's going on in the news, bro? What are what are we talking about? Anything else?
Well, I really, I don't really watch the news too
I
much,
mean,
but
did we have anything on the list?
that's that news. There's probably some Trump stuff going on as usual.
The war.
Yeah,
You keeping up with the war in Iran?
yeah. I browsed. I browsed through
Listen,
him.
what do you feel about the war in Iran, and how El Presidente and the country itself is handling that?
I mean, here's the thing: the people got to understand this. Sit back and watch. Every president has to go to war with something when he come into office. It's like you being jumped in.
Okay.
You have to go to war. Every president go to war, so they come up with a narrative and something to make it start. For example, when Trump came in office, he didn't have nobody go to war. So what did he do? Go to war against the cartels.
Right.
So there was nothing going on.
Right.
There was nothing pre-planned in the universe that, you know what I'm saying, that where I know war is going on right now. Because when you first came out, you went against the cartel because nothing was going on. So how all of a sudden this just pop up? Oh, now it's time to go to war.
For sure.
I just pop up. What did it pop up? Who called them and said, yeah, man, we doing this over here. So yeah, woo. Nah.
Yeah. War gets the currency flowing. And
Exactly.
I've never seen, well, maybe it's because of age, how we as Americans directly pay for it through the gas. America is oil rich. How does oil in a different place hike up the price of gas in one of the most wealthiest oil based lands in the world?
Exactly.
And I mean, it's all a scam, bro. You keep hearing we coming to a conclusion with who? Are we coming to an agreement? You're not coming to an agreement with Iran, and that is the bottom line. So it has to be something bigger going on,
Of course.
other than just we don't want them to have a nuclear.
It's resources. You know, the nuclear wars. That's just an excuse to get everything popping and get everybody behind them for the war. All they got nuclear wars, but if you look at the history of America, there's never been a bomb from another country here, except for that.
Hiroshima.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
There,
but it never hit land. It never hit America.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The island, yeah.
So the thing is, it's resources. It's about money. It's about trade agreements. That's what it's all about. It's never been about like people coming over here. First of all, a lot of them can't get close to here to try to come over and start a war. They're not gonna come over and start no war because they already know. But nevertheless, it's just a tactic that every president have to go through, and they have to do. That's just how that is.
And it's a tactic to get their pockets fat as can be before they exit stage left. They connected with all the connects. So if there's money to make, they definitely get a piece of it from being the most powerful.
Right.
So I've seen it, and we've seen it with every president. So it's not specific to him. He's just the most upfront and direct about it. He does not care if you know or don't know. What has to be done will be done. Get money.
Yeah, exactly. And the crazy part about that is, like, you know, back on a lot of, before all the internet and stuff like that, be surprised at things what presidents were saying. You know, we don't know, we don't see, we didn't get to see it here. It's just with Trump now, it's just such a big thing because, you know, the internet big now, so you get to see and hear everything. So even make up stuff on people. So, you know, it's different now.
Yeah.
And then America got it, you know, when people does that here in America, other countries they make our president look weak.
Right.
All the protest that makes our president look weak. So then we got to stand up again and go against something because now we look weak. We shouldn't make our president look weak. Regardless of how you feel, that shouldn't go down. For example, I'll give you one more example, right? In the Bible, in the Old Testament Kings, there was a king. He was a good king to the people. He was fair. But they wanted them out because they wanted something else. Somebody came in with a better idea. So they voted that king out of there. So the new king came in behind there, chaos, tore that joint up. People was mad. So, you know, we should be real careful about who we want to be in leadership. You know what I'm saying?
If there's an end result, I'm ready for it to happen. And with a guy like Trump, you know, march on, my boy. Let's get to the bottom of it all. You know, let's get to the bottom of racism. Let's expose those who are. Let's blow up everything that needs to be blown up. You know, let's get it to the point where there's no other choice except for a high power to step in and rectify these things that are wrong.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't matter who stands there.
No.
The truth ain't in them.
Exactly.
It's all about that bread.
And then the thing is, you know, you got the president. Where's the CEO? See? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a president of the United States, but where is the CEO? There's somebody that's a CEO.
Right.
And that's just how it is.
For sure.
So
that's right. And Trump came in the game CEO.
Yeah. So,
he just became the ultimate CEO.
Yeah, so, you know.
And he just had no problem showing you what's behind the curtains.
Exactly.
Of what everybody is doing.
Exactly.
He's not the only one. Everybody does it.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
He's just the one who's like, yeah, what's the problem with it?
Exactly.
You know,
and what you
catch me outside. How about
that? Word up, though. You know, but I mean, all in all, so me, you know, I like Trump. I liked him before way before all this president
Right.
crap, you know,
Everybody
because
did.
everybody did. Everybody loved him. So, and everybody still do.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like I like men who stand on business.
Exactly. He about business.
Against all odds.
If you trying to get money and capitalize, get money, hey, let's get it. You ain't trying to get it, then we get on about the business because it ain't going to be problems. And that's with everything in life. So that's the something that he represents that a lot of people don't like. But really, everybody is like that. You know, you don't want to be around nobody who got nothing and you got something, and and you ain't trying to do nothing. So that's the thing. If you ain't trying to do nothing, then it's gonna be a headache.
I think the masses in general, both male and female, have a problem with take charge men.
Oh yeah, of
and
course.
I don't care what arena you in. If you are a man's man, you take charge and you exude leadership, then the odds is against you for the very things that make you godly.
Exactly. Very true. Very true. Yeah. So yeah, very true. Because the powers that be always try to dismantle, masculinity. They always try. This has been a history. You know what I mean? So
well, it's the story of man.
Yeah.
You know, there's much power in men. There's much power in smart men. They're backed by God.
That's right.
Simply through nature.
That's right. Yeah.
And anything that can be used to derail the strongest being, it will be used.
Exactly.
And once that entity got hip to the female, that's who they begin to use. And the rest of those who are anti-masculine or fear masculinity or despise masculinity or run from masculinity. But that's all I've been seeing these days.
Yeah,
it's an attack on masculinity.
That's it. I mean, they did it with the drugs. They did it with
absolutely.
Started with the drugs, so that was a good way. Then they did it with now they did it with the masculinity. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they did it in every angle. Put these people here, put men here, put these people up here. Go out against put men down here. So it's been an ongoing thing.
A great deal of voters or people like you mentioned that go against the president and make us look weak are simply upset with him because he beat a woman. Well, he's only beat women. Every time he ran, it was against a woman.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Well, every time he won, I should say, was against a woman. Because he lost to Joe, but he beat Hillary.
Yeah, he ain't lying about that. I never thought about that. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Some smoke behind that.
Ain't another woman now about to come up? She trying to run?
I'm pretty sure. I haven't heard anything, but
I think it's a woman trial.
I'm sure they got that won't stop. That won't stop.
If she really got became president, we'd been doomed.
Well, that's why.
We'd have been doomed.
Like-minded individuals knew not to put.
We'd have been doomed, dog.
Especially as we can see.
Then it would have been a war on American ground.
Absolutely, because it would have been a weak. Weakness would have been not just shown; it would have been true.
Yeah,
it would have been true.
And see, with her in that position there, if she became president, outsiders would have been able to come in and poke and control the woman more than they can do Trump or any other president, man. You know what I'm saying? So they'll be able to make her do more things, their way. You know what I'm saying, for the benefit of them, And she wasn't gonna bug back, You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for sure. So, I'm glad that it went this way. So, hopefully, whoever's next will be, keep the torch going and keep us straight. But the crazy part, like brothers like us, we don't trip out that president. It really don't affect us. We just talk about it, see it, witness it, and conversational part, entertainment. Yeah, it don't really bother really black folks.
Because we already in the position that
I always know. I said, man, like
most wouldn't want to be in. So
exactly.
Whatever happens won't do us any. Never mind.
Right.
We already warred up.
You know what I'm saying?
Already mad already.
And then not only that, it's just like I be telling these young guys, young people nowadays, Y'all think Trump is nowhere near the presidents we done had. I mean, of course, y'all young, y'all don't know y'all wasn't there, but we done had some way, way worse presidents than
Yeah,
him.
as I say, Trump just the only one that keep it a bucket. He just
But
don't
that's
care
it.